Hey, all, Tom Novak with Novak Weather, and bring me the news with your weather update that's brought to you by Grand Casino of Mille Lacs and Hinckley. Thank you for sponsoring this weather video, Grand Casino. Lots to talk about, so let's get right to it. Well, a busy forecast here. We're going to mostly be focusing on tomorrow, Tuesday, which is when I'm expecting snow and even some ice here over a good chunk of Minnesota, especially southern and eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. First things first, let's just take a look at what the National Weather Service from Twin Cities is showing. They've issued a winter storm watch now for portions of south central, southeastern Minnesota, east central Minnesota, and northwestern Wisconsin. Basically from Mankato, draw a line from Mankato to the Twin Cities to Balsam Lake, up to Spooner, Wisconsin, and then continuing northeast to Ashland. Anywhere 50 to 100 miles either side of that line, these people are in a winter storm watch, which means, yes, we could get a burst, several hours of heavy snow bursts here over southern, eastern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. In fact, as we look at the infrared satellite loop here, I want you to focus on what's happening over Colorado. This is a twisting in our atmosphere depicted in the infrared satellite loop. And this storm system that's almost right over Denver right now is going to surge towards the northeast here as we go through the next 24 hours. And once it reaches Iowa, I think it's going to explode because of the winds in our atmosphere are very favorable for storm development over the plains and upper Midwest. In fact, when we look at temperatures tomorrow afternoon now over Minnesota, these are temperatures in the lower layers of our atmosphere. This kind of gives you a good idea of where the rain snow line is going to be located and the areas that are going to be able to support snow. By tomorrow afternoon, you can see that we've got temperatures plenty cold enough for snow with temperatures good 4, 5, 6 degrees Celsius below zero in southern and eastern Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin. So you can see that the rain snow line is likely going to be located somewhere near Rochester, then north and east towards Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And again, to the north and west of that line is where I'm expecting some significant snow. Now, another factor that's going to play a role in the development of this storm system is look at this temperature contrast this afternoon across Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s up here in North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Meanwhile, temperatures well into the 60s and 70s reside over Iowa, Wisconsin, and extreme southeastern Minnesota. Yes, we've got what's called a baroclinic zone and a temperature gradient, a sharp one that has developed over eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin, and that's going to fuel this storm system as we go through the day tomorrow. And it's not only the temperatures that are going to fuel the storm, but it's also the jet stream. This is the river of air at 30,000 feet. And take a look at this jet streak now that is developing over eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin. Winds at about 120 to 130 knots developing tomorrow afternoon and evening in those areas. That places eastern Minnesota, southern Minnesota, and northwestern Wisconsin in the left front quad of that jet streak. That is a perfect location for storm development and for what we call a deformation axis to develop. That's where heavy snow likes to develop. And yes, these jet stream winds are going to be supporting the idea of a storm system developing over the upper Midwest tomorrow. Here's future radar from the NAM 3K computer model guidance. We're going to rewind it. Okay, this is what it's looking like for late tomorrow morning. Already some spits of rain and maybe even some ice developing over extreme southern Minnesota. Now watch as we go through time. Here's 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then here's mid-afternoon. You can see by about mid-afternoon tomorrow, 3 or 4 p.m., that's when I'm expecting the big show to start to develop over southern and eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And then eventually, by tomorrow evening, this is by about 8 or 9 tomorrow evening, it should be snowing heavily over a good chunk of southern and eastern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. We're talking snow in excess of 1 inch per hour for several hours, the way it appears late tomorrow afternoon and early tomorrow evening. And then as quick as that snow and ice moved in, it's going to move out. I think by about midnight tomorrow night, the snow will have ended, and we will be done with accumulating snow across the upper Midwest. How much snow am I expecting? Well, here's your snow totals forecast from Bring Me the News and Novak Weather. I'm thinking at least 2 to 4 inches of slush, heavy slush from Mankato northeast to the Twin Cities, and then continuing northeast towards Hayward, Spooner, and Ashland, Wisconsin, with the bullseye of at least 4, maybe even 6 inches plus of snow from near and just northeast of the Twin Cities metro on north and east towards Lake Superior. And again, a lot of this is going to melt on contact because it is so warm, not only on the surface right now, but at the subsurface level. Yes, we're talking about temperatures that are well into the 40s and 50s still. So that's going to do a pretty good job of melting some of this snow, or at least compacting some of this snow as we go through tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Here's your extended forecast now from Bring Me the News and Novak Weather and Grand Casino. Here it is. Here's the snow for tomorrow with temperatures stuck in the low to mid 30s over southern and eastern Minnesota. And then as we go through the week, quieter. I think there's a potential for a little bit of snow on Thursday with temperatures near or just a little bit below the average normal high, which would be about 43 degrees for this time of the year. And then, yeah, we start a warm-up as we get into this weekend and early next week with temperatures rising to above normal levels by Sunday and then Monday of next week. All right, if you're traveling tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening, take care out there. You may even want to think twice about that. And yes, be watching radar during the day, especially afternoon and evening tomorrow. That's your forecast. Take care.